foldable is crazy thin. What? Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. Really excited because in this video, we have the OPPO Find N5. And we've been seeing a lot of this phone online because it's supposedly super thin, like crazy thin for a foldable. In this video, we're gonna take our first look, we're gonna unbox, we're gonna see what's up with this new phone. Is it really as thin as they claim it is? And how does it compare to other foldables? That plus a camera tour and some sample shots. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, let's fold it. Satisfying. From another angle, and you can see just how thin that is. Really, like, that's honestly so satisfying. And that screen looks good. As you can see, this is a way thinner hinge. And as you can see, that's an even lesser crease. Obviously, there still is a slight crease. I have held most of the foldables out there, and this is as good as it gets. And again, look at how thin that is. For comparison, this is the Find X5 and this is the Z Fold 6. Even when I unfold these two phones, you can definitely see how much thinner the OPPO Find N5 is. And for even more context, the Find N3, which is slightly smaller than the Find N5, but like in terms of thickness, the Find N5 wins again. And I'm not done. This is the Find N2. This is OPPO's second ever foldable. It came in this teeny tinier size. I actually like this size the most, but Find N5 still way thinner than this ever was. Now, aside from this phone being like way thinner, this is supposedly more durable than any other foldy that OPPO's ever made. It is IPX6, IPX8, and IPX9 rated, meaning it can deal with being submerged in water or blasted by a jet of water, which I wouldn't know why it would do that, but it's good to know this will survive it. Now, let's take a closer look at this phone. I am loving this back detail on this white version. It sort of looks to me like a piece, and if you're Filipino, you'd know what that is. It's subtle, and this back is nice and matte. 3 Hasselblad cameras on the back, and that's a clean, thin hinge. On this side, you get a volume rocker, you get an unlock button, and you get that silent toggle. Although I do feel like that's a little higher than I would like it, because look at how tiny my hands are. And wow, I still can't get over how thin this is. That's so thin. At the bottom, you get your SIM tray, you get your speakers, USB-C port, and then again, that hinge. Folded, it really just feels like a normal phone. It's absolutely amazing. Unfolded, wow, that looks good. Still satisfying. Now unfolding, that looks good. Swipe up and you get this nice wide screen. Again, that's how the crease looks on this device. And then of course from here you get your smart sidebar. You have floating window options, and then swipe up here, you get that little menu. You press this, you get the different other apps. For example, I want to pull up notes. We have split screen capabilities, and as you can see, you can move that around, expand. You can also add even more apps. So for example, I want to add in settings, for example. So I can drag here to switch out the apps, or drag here to add a third app. And so now I have 1, 2, 3. So I can just do this, so I can preview everything. So I can also zoom out, zoom in. I can also switch the apps around, just pressing the 3 dots, as you can see, and switch how they're arranged. And all of that is just very useful for multitasking. Now, other cool features about this phone is that, first of all, this is compatible with an OPPO pen. I haven't personally tried the OPPO pen, but I will try to get my hands on it, so stay tuned. Nevertheless, it's good to know that as a tablet, you have that extra feature that you can utilize. Using OPPO Connect, this will seamlessly connect to your MacBook. You'll be able to look at files, you'll be able to connect your MacBook with this phone. Definitely interesting if you're in the market for a foldable phone, but you're also concerned about your ecosystem if you're on a MacBook. Let me know if you want me to try out that feature and show you guys. And of course, this phone also has AI. You can use it on your documents, call summaries, there's even AI Zoom. Also interesting, there's AI Translate, and there's a special feature which is built for this folding form factor. Finally, this thing is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, which makes it a pretty powerful device, and it reps 5,600 milliamp hours of battery, plus 80-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless charging. In terms of cameras, these are still Hasselblad shooters, and you get a 50-megapixel main shooter with OIS, a 50-megapixel telephoto camera, and an 8-megapixel wide. Right, we'll do a quick camera tour, and we have 1x wide, 1x, 2x, 3x, 6x, up until, that's wild, that's 120 times zoom. And then back to 1x. Now on the side, we have a retouch mode. You have your different filters with these 3 Hasselblad one. We've seen these on the Find X8. Up top, you have your exposure. You have a live photo mode. You have an action mode and Google Lens. You also get size ratio, HDR, macro, interval shooting, and even more settings. On the right, you get your portrait, and you can do 1, 2, or 3 times zoom. Is there any more? No. And then here you can toggle the aperture. You have your different portrait mode filters, and then you also get your different filters, and then a retouch mode. Under more, you get a night mode, high res mode, pano mode, movie, slow-mo, time-lapse, long exposure mode, dual view mode, stickers, stock scanner, and the expand mode. So this is a very Hasselblad mode. On the other side, we have video, and up here it shows you that it can do up until 4K, 60 or 30 FPS, and you have an HDR mode, and yes, it says here you can capture 10-bit HDR video. You also have an ultra steady mode, and from here you can do wide, 1x, 2x, 3x, 6x, up until 18x, and then back to wide. You have your depth of field that you can toggle, and that's basically portrait mode on video, or you can turn that off. You also get your different filters on here and the retouch mode, but that does switch to 1080p. And then you get a master mode, which is basically like a pro mode. You can toggle to pro here. You have your different settings. You can go wide, 1x, 2x, 3x, 6x, up until 10x, back to wide. You can also toggle this and shoot in RAW. This is also your different settings. Now on to selfie mode, you have your video, and you can of course shoot in 4K 30 FPS for selfie. You have, what's this? Take photos or videos with your rear camera. Cover screen is on. Nice! Okay, we like this mode. And then you have flash, exposure, HDR, more settings. You even have an ultra steady mode for selfie and sound focus. And down here, you have your different filters. You have a more detailed beauty mode. And then you can toggle depth of field. As you can see, behind me is now more blurry, less blurry, more blurry. Or you can turn that off. On to photos. Can you zoom in or out? No, you cannot, but you can also do that same mode. Love that. And then you of course also have the beauty or retouch mode, and then more filters. On to portrait, no zooming in or out. You can toggle the blur, and then there is these different like modes. For portrait, again, you have your different filters, retouch mode, and then we're back to more. So that was basically the front-facing camera here and the rear cameras here, but this phone has another camera up here, and let's see what that can do. Hi! So you also have, what's this? There you go. It's a 2-panel mode. What do you call this mode? But basically you get a little preview on this side. You can palm gesture and it gives you that. So you can also like sort of do it this way and move the preview around. Now up here you have a cover screen on, and on this mode you can control the camera from the cover, so that's pretty cool. And then you can also shoot by propping up your phone like this, which now means your phone will stand up every time you shoot. And yes, you can shoot in 4K 30 FPS on this mode using the inside camera here. You can shoot your photos. And you also have your portrait mode on here. Again, this mode I really like because you won't need a tripod to prop your phone up. You can just open up your foldy and shoot away. Of course, that was our first look at the OPPO Find N5. I still can't get over how thin this is. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you'd want to see me try out with this phone. If you want me to shoot a camera vlog test or a social media test, comment down below. That's it for today's video. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's LAZADA _ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Till next time.